Welcome back to my channel. It's Faith if you're new. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. We would love it if you subscribe. We hit 500 subscribers. Thank you so much for everybody who has subscribed, liked, shared, comments. I appreciate you. I just finished doing this makeup look. If you would like to see how I achieved this look, just keep watching. So let's get into it. I'm starting off by using my duo lash glue. I usually like to go in with this so that it lays the hairs of my brows. Then I'm gonna brush it in with a spoolie so that it stays put. The brow pencil that I'm using, I bought it from the beauty supply store. I think it's like $2 or $3. This one I got it from Diamond Girl, but you could get it from any beauty supply store. For concealer, I'm using this NK concealer in shade 11 that I bought from Diamond Girl, and I'm gonna carve out my brows. So for my base, I'm going in with the Plouise base in Rumour number 2. I'm going to spread this over my lids to prep for the eyeshadow. The eyeshadow that I'm using is also from that same brand. So the first shade that I'm going to use in this palette is Contour, and I'm going to focus it on the outer corners of the eyes. I usually try to pack it as close to the lid as possible because I have other colors that I'm going to start applying and I don't want it to get too crazy. I'm going in with this yellow from the Juvias palette. I think it's the Zulu palette, and I'm going to focus it on the inner corners of the eyes. This is the most pigmented yellow that I've used. I'm not sure what the eyeshadow market is like right now, but this is the one that I have. So my third color is going to be Burnt from that palette, and I'm going to pack it in between Contour and that yellow. We're going in with Martini, and I'm gonna place that just underneath my brow bone but above the shade Contour, and this is gonna be my transition shade for that burnt orange and also that, is it mauve or is it burgundy? I think it's burgundy. So for me, I usually like to pack my shadows in before I start blending them. This works best because you avoid having like a muddy finish when you start blending those colors together. So I'm gonna continue to alternate between the colors that I would have laid, because once you start blending, then you may tend to lose the base colors that you applied first. So I'm going back in with the shade Contour just to make sure that it's there and it's present, and then we're going to start doing the base colors for the lid. So I'm gonna use a makeup wipe just to get rid of the excess shadow that's on the lid before I go back in with my eyeshadow base. So to cut the crease, I'm going to use an art brush. I've been using these brushes for years. I find it easier to cut the crease and even to control the amount of base that you use when you go in with smaller brushes, as opposed to using a concealer brush, which when I started doing makeup, that was the go-to for cutting the crease, but it's difficult. So this, you have more control over the product, and even when you're doing your shape, you have time to perfect it. Now I'm going to use the concealer brush just to distribute the concealer that I've already put on the lid, and then we're gonna start packing shadows. So I'm going back in with contour, then martini, then the burnt orange, and then the yellow, in that order until I kind of achieve the shape that I'm going for. I wasn't too sure what I was doing at first because I was thinking about doing like a winged out look, but then I just kind of went with the flow, and this is what we ended up with. So for the lids, I'm using smaller brushes so that I could maintain control over the placement of the shadows. So to finish off the look, I'm using this pigment from JaLarue Cosmetics in the shade White Gold. And I'm basically going to place this where the white of that eyeshadow base is. So now that the pigment is on, I'm gonna go back and forth with the shadows that I would have placed on the bottom of the lid, just to make sure I didn't lose any of that transitional colors. I don't know, I find it's really pretty just how everything kind of came together. So to prep for my false lashes, I'm going in with the mascara on my bottom and top lashes just to make sure that I get rid of any fallout from the eyeshadows. And then I'll be using my dual lash glue on my lash line. For me, it works better that way. And then we're going in with the star of the show, which is the 28 lashes. I can't remember where I got these lashes, but yeah, my reaction was like, oh my god. Oh my god. Eyelash them long like pigtail, can't chat to me. Ew. So we're going to start the face. I'm using my Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and then I'm gonna go in with the concealer from NK in shade 11, then 12, and I'm gonna use my Ebony foundation stick from Black Opal just for my contour areas. To blend out my concealer, I'm using a Real Techniques brush. I don't know the name of this one, but I would place it in the description box below if I find it. I'm gonna blend out the highlighted areas underneath my eyes, my forehead, chin, nose, and then I'm going in with another Real Techniques brush to blend out my contour, which is the dark color around the perimeter of my face. And then to blend both of those shades out, I'm going in with my foundation brush, and I'm gonna alternate between my foundation brush and my contour brush. So for my nose contour, I'm going to use an eyeshadow brush, and I'm going with the Black Opal foundation stick in Ebony. And then I'm going to use a wet beauty blender just to blend out the rest of the foundation and concealers that I would have used. So for my setting powder, I'm using Sasha in this shade Warm Beige, and I'm going to set underneath my eyes, my forehead, chin, nose. I'm going to reverse contour as well, and so now that I've set my highlighted areas, I'm going to set my contour. I forgot to show the contour palette, but I'm using the Black Radiance contour palette in medium to deep. So for blush, I'm using the Saharan Volume 1. I'm using the pink and orange shades, and I'm just gonna hit the high points of my cheek, my forehead, my chin a little bit, and then I'm gonna set everything with a setting spray from ELF. Going back in with the yellow shade and also Martini underneath my eyes, and this is just to tie everything together. For the lips, I'm gonna use the same pencil that I used on my brows. Then I'm going in with a matte lipstick in the shade Twirl. So for highlighter, I'm gonna use this one from the Black Radiance palette, and I'm just gonna hit the high points of my cheeks just above the blush, my forehead, my chin, and also my nose. I'm gonna use Louise base blank canvas for my waterline. The lip gloss that I'm using is from my brand, The Perfect Blend Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Skyla, just so that we could have some glossy, juicy lips. So this is the finished makeup look. I already switched gears, changed my earrings and my top just to, you know, match the vibe and have the full aesthetics. I think the look came out okay, but it definitely has some room for improvement. But if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to I Am Fate Rivers, also on TikTok and Instagram. I'll see you on the next video.